何？お前はもう死んでいる。
Alright guys, so it's been a while since I made a video and I apologize for that. But I have a new camera, as I was kind of trying to convey in that short little clip. Now, what I'm recording off of right now is the Canon EOS Rebel SL3. I was gonna go buy the SL2, and here's why I did not. And so I went to Best Buy and I said, hey, I wanna buy this SL2 because I spent all day, and I've spent a little bit of time, Bianca's over there, that's why I'm looking at her. I spent a little bit of time, aside from just today, researching some cameras and what to get. And what really caught my attention, and what a lot of people seem to have really liked, was the Canon EOS Rebel T6. Now, Best Buy was doing, since today is actually Cyber Monday, December 2nd, they were doing a deal on it where I could get 2 lenses, the camera, and a $50 tripod, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, $50 tripod for $400. 500? $400. They're like hundreds of dollars per lens. So when I saw that one, I got kind of excited because I'd have a good tripod, which I don't have a tall one, I have a short one. I think what I'm recording off of right now is about 1 foot. I don't know if you guys remember, or if I ever showed you my old camera, but I had a compact before. It is the Canon PowerShot SX620HS. There's not a whole lot going on here.
That's a mouthful.
It is a mouthful. For a compact camera, that's a lot to say. There's not a lot going on here. Now, the cool thing about this camera, I think, is it's pretty good. Obviously, I think the picture quality is pretty great, but the magnification is crazy on this thing. So it goes up to about 100 times. It doesn't zoom very well, and on the front, all it says is 25 times. Optical, I can't like, can it like focus on this? Not my face.
Quick, color.
25 times optical zoom, blue, gray, steel.
I don't know if I have that.
Well, then go with turquoise. Gosh, what was I saying? So I went to Best Buy. I don't know if I said that part of the story or not. I went to Best Buy and I said, I want to buy this. They didn't have it, so the guy sold me on the SL3. It was $50 more, and my battery is also low. So I'm gonna wrap this up quick, and then I'm gonna come to the actual video later. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, how you doing? Alright everybody, like I was saying earlier, I'm gonna do, I guess, a little bit of storytelling, just a couple things. I literally have nothing else to record right now, I feel. And usually you always save story time for rainy days. It's like, it's 12 o'clock at night. So anyways, pretty much the stuff I'm gonna be talking about has to do with crazy things I've done, near-death situations, or just things that could have like ended worse, I guess. I don't know how 3 became 6 or 7 or whatever I did. I think the first time I ever did something really crazy was when I was younger. My dad used to pull me behind his truck on like a sled on the street. So I lived in Massachusetts back then, I live in Virginia now. Street driving seems kind of like dangerous. Like one time I literally hit the curb, went over it, and I'm pretty sure I went flying off. And before we even hit that, my sister was on the sled with me, and my older sister, and she like jumped. She was like gone. She was like, I'm out of here. There was, again in Massachusetts, another kind of like ski type thing. I was sledding down a hill. It was a place called like Cherry Hill, some golf club, whatever thing. Apparently at the very bottom there was like a lake if you're going too fast and you went too far. Now, my dad was saying the other day that there was a pond at the very end. I ended up out on this pond, like this frozen pond, in the middle of it, solely because I went too fast. Alright, next thing on my kind of list, I guess here, my mental list I'm making up as I go. Thank you for the shadow puppets in the back. There was one time I was skiing in Massachusetts. Now, I used to ski a lot when I was younger, and I haven't done it in years. But I was going down, there's the really big main hill that I kind of think they use for the competitions. It's really wide, and it's pretty much a straight shot to the bottom. I decided to like tuck myself in real tight, how they do when they want to get fast. Make myself really small to try and drop as much drag. and fly down that as fast as humanly possible. No turning, no winding. Granted, I wasn't even the best skier at the time. I couldn't even like do the cool slide thing. You know, where you're like whoosh, and you kick all that ice out. I don't know what that's called, but that's kind of what I think of it. I couldn't even do that. Like the way I slowed down was pretty much the pizza method, or you hit something. I think I used the pizza method. So I decided to go down it straight as fast as I humanly could. My ski caught on something, and what ended up happening is I actually like tripped and I tumbled down for what felt like, I don't know, 50 yards. That's what it felt like to me. Do I go to ATV stories now? Am I done with my Massachusetts hillbilly stories?
I don't like...
Alright guys, so now we're on to the ATV stories. There was one point in time where we were driving up this like little hill. I mean, it was so tiny, it was maybe a 10-foot hill, but the problem is at some point it sloped like this. My ATV was in like 4th gear or something. It was a sports quad, an old Honda, and it didn't have enough like, you know, low end power, torque, whatever you want to call it, to get it up. So the Honda starts going up, and I instinctively pull on a brake, right? As I think most people would do, especially when they're beginners. Lo and behold, I pull on the back brake, not the front brake. So the thing starts flipping backwards on me, and please bear in mind these things, like even the sports ones, they probably weigh from 400 to 600 pounds. That's like my own rough estimation. There was another time I was going up a hill, and granted this hill is like, I don't know, let's say it's like this. It's about 500 feet long. You hit the gas and you pray nothing bad happens. That's literally how you drive up this hill. I start going up this hill. I have a feeling that like, it's not gonna go well. Like it's just like sitting there in my stomach. That feeling that tells you, don't do this, go the long way, just don't do it. I start going up, and not only did one tire like, I guess I wouldn't say pop, but they all went flat except for one maybe. Luckily the bike did stop as it was starting to fall back down, because if it had gone too fast, unless I had gotten lucky and rode the ruts all the way down, I probably would have like just lost control and flipped it and then went, you know, forever. There was a time I jumped off a backstop. For any of you that don't know what a backstop, here's what that looks like. Yeah, that was fun. I don't know what I was thinking. There was a time where we were playing hide and go seek on ATVs, and I got into a head-on collision with someone else. Granted, I was driving another sports quad at that time. It was a Suzuki LTZ 250 Quad Sport. Some of you may know that, some of you may not. I can't expect anyone to. And I hit someone who was driving a 350 Wolverine. I think it was a 1998. So when I hit his ATV and he hit mine, first of all, he was driving in like what you would consider the middle. He's over here driving in the center. I'm over here trying to drive on this side, getting away from my attacker, I guess, the person who's coming after me. I don't know why he was driving in the center. I really don't to this day. He wasn't helping or anything. So when our ATVs collided, we both hit about on the wheel level, and my whole entire bike and myself, like, instead of just flying off to the side or anything, we both literally went up and over. My bike landed like this, and I went another, like, I don't know, 10, 15 feet, where I just kind of laid there for a bit. So they all get off, they're all okay. They come running over to me, and they're like, dude, are you okay? Are you okay? And I pick my head off the ground, I look at them and I go, is my bike okay? Ironically, all the ways I've seriously injured myself have never been through these like stupid things I've done. I decided to go off a jump, and the jump, instead of being built level, was built like this for some ungodly known reason. So when the ATV went off all nice and smooth, and then it gets to the very end, it decided to go crooked instead of normal. And when I landed, I like slid off, my foot went underneath the tire, and I drove over my own leg as I was like stuck to the seat, because like the rest of my body was keeping myself from being pulled down. I had one more thing I needed to add and completely forgot. There was a time I got hit in the face by a firework. and it burned and bruised my face right underneath my eye. I actually have footage of that. Here that is. Alright guys, we'll see you in the next
They
one.
gave Squidward a nose job.
Goodbye!